you have right now. You are the place, my only home. Yeah, just like the flowers that blew and fall with you over and over again. Well, I'm barely breathing and breathing to that ground, but each and every time we all stand up, stop like to yourself and be true to yourself, and that might be we both can exceed destiny. So let's jam it out. You must feel love, but I'm right by your side. Yeah, just like the flowers that blew and fall to be over and over again. Keep the flame alive. I want to see you here right now. You are the place, my only home. I know, I know, I know. Yeah, we can one day whisper like flowers in the sky. No matter where I'm by your side. I know, I know, I know. You and I, let's fly the souls that we're together. Can't feel my heartbeat, so take my hand to new tomorrow. The crowd that can let it be, you give me strength and give me play. To take the darkness, let's forget all the love. Sparks just like Hibana. Come, light up like Hibana.
This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up. Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almeidrea?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegis.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegis. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almeidrea did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almeidrea do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Renna really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almeidrea resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Saar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
You don't look so good. You all right?
The floor... it keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings...
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadheim.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though... maybe that was just a biased perspective, from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people. But that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almeidrea did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfont tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, Was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Miguel, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Xion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almeidrea, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cyslodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Saar has people like Deadeye. But then there are people like Law and Xion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almeidrea. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almeidrea when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Xion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Xion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almeidrea, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almeidrea's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cyslodia, the lush green glades of Menancia, the harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually manage to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Dahnans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Dahnans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world, and yet, they didn't come from just the Dahnans. And the good things, too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shionne.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dahna. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shionne?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alphen.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almeidrea. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Shion, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Now that's what I call a ship!
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahag-Sar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelzelik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute... That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balseph when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought I was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own, yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Dahnan in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Coming through! Bring him down! In a bind? Begin! Take this! Eagle Fly! Here I go!
That may be the thorn in our side.
Engaging!
Lunar Blast! Watch and
Outrun doing the stuff! Fire support! Do that!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Engage! Can you take it? Take this! We did it! Double demon! Seismic Rupture! Mission! Sonic Thrust! Soaring Alpha! Raining! Seismic Rupture!
A comfortable win.
Gotta break through! For my lord! I won't save you! My shield! Thank you! Dance on the wind! Demon Turn!
Demon Flame!
I'm going in! Not finished! All getting here and there! Seismic Rupture! Glimmer Back in the wind!
Annihilation!
In an instant! Impact Frost! Lock and load!
Glacial Eagle! Do it!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Huh?
Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope.
No backing down!
Glacial Spear!
Swallow dance! Dance on the wind!
Freeze Lancer!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Watch that!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And cover it to me! Dance on the wind! Seismic rupture!
Back into the fray!
Take it!
Reload!
Finish it! Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
See what you've got.
I see one, eh? Not my shield! Demon Peg!
You think that shield will save you?
Seismic rupture!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open! Seismic rupture! I'll grind you with a shot! You shouldn't have messed with me!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Freezing my
I'll grind you with a shot!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
You got burn in hell!
Do it! Outlet!
In an instant!
Impact block!
Here I go!
Be still!
Only getting started!
First blood!
Annihilation!
Eat this! Rising Wyvern! Start up!
Do it! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Barely a blip on our radar.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Now you learn! My
Dragon Swarm!
Tell me, have you ever considered your purpose in life?
Cyan Instant!
Dragon Shell!
Eagle Assault!
Dance on the wind!
Swallow Dance!
I'll grind you into
Healing
dust!
Circle!
That can you take
Glacial Spear! Pierce Eagle! Barely a blip on our radar.
coming through!
Glacial Spear!
Is it too late to talk about our differences? I'll grind you into dust! The enemy will not defeat.
You'll soon see about that!
Destruction! Do as I say! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane on the wind! I'm on a roll now!
Now I'm real mad!
I'll tear you apart!
Dance on the wind!
The Sonic Thrust you!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
The Eagle Thrust you!
I'll tear you apart! Begin! Take this!
Fang Blast!
Searing Flame! Reload!
I'll grind you into dust!
Here's Evil!
On your shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
Don't get careless.
Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Coming through! The Tempest engulfs you! The Tempest engulfs you! I'll grind you into dust!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Swallow
I'll
Dance!
grind you into dust! Begin!
Out of the way!
Dance on the wind!
Hurricane!
Listen!
Here's Evil!
The Tempest engulfs You're mine! Demon Fang! Swallow Blade! Ha! Finish it! Dead Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Discourteous, aren't you?
None shall escape my judgment, not on my watch!
You're finished! I'll blind you with a shot!
It's a duel of the arts! Do it!
In an instant! Impact Claw! Demon Fang!
Why can't they just sit still? Astral energy! Full throttle!
The Tempest engulfs you! Be still!
Looks like we got them all.
Dispose of the trash.
Thank you!
Here's the evil!
I won't show you any mercy! Now I'm real mad!
Healing circle!
Instinct sharpen! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dragon shell!
Here, let me help!
Demon Fang! Demon Fang!
I'm all
I'll blind you with a Demon Fang!
Here's a healing arm!
First strike!
First aid!
Hurricane! I see
Fix you up!
Glimmer Dragon! Dance on the wing!
I'll help you!
I owe you one.
Here's a healing arm!
Hurricane thrust!
First aid!
I see you! Rising Phoenix!
Recover!
That's shot! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! That's much better. You're mine! Demon Fang!
Crushing
Blast! Crush! Seismic Rupture!
By the power of water!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Healing circle!
I'm in your debt.
Glimmer
Dragon! Glacial Spear! I see you! Eagle Fly! Dance on the wing! Recover! That's fun! Dance on the wing! Here, let me help! Dance on the wing! Sonic Thrust! What in the world? Don't hurry! I'm alright. I'm still standing. Double Demon Fang! I'm on a roll now! Quiver Dragon! Leave the charges to me! Take this! Eat this! Armor won't save you!
Where are you going?
I owe you one!
I'll heal you all!
Don't get carried away!
Healing Strike! Mom, get toasty!
Burn Strike!
I need to be stronger.
This looks nice and tough.
Looks like some solid equipment. Forgive you!
No further! Crescent Racket! Seismic Rocker!
These ones can run rings around us!
I'll grind you into dust! Crescent
Annihilation!
Rip and tear! Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah! And the pummeling to me! Tempest engulfs you! Double Demon Fang!
Reload!
I'll grind you into dust! Seismic Rupture!
Reload!
Dance on the wind! Seismic Rupture! I'll grind you into dust!
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Looks like we won. These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zeugles the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as twisted as her.
Even here.
I can't wait to start making our meal.
Ooh, are we having something new to eat?
Yep, now that we have all the ingredients. I remember seeing instruments just like this back in Estaluva Forest.
It looks and smells like some kind of medicine.
Whatever this place was used for, I doubt it was anything of repute.
Get lost!
Armor won't save you! Prepare to be sealed! No shield! In a bind? Go!
Chikara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Seismic Rush! I'll grind you into dust!
Ice tornado!
Eat this! I'm on a roll now! Rising Seismic Rush! I'll grind you into dust! Rising Shot! Here I come! I'll grind you into dust! On your I'll grind you into dust!
Freezing storm!
On your knees! Dragon Force!
Ice tornado!
Tornado!
Searing tempest! And then Ice Will!
Seismic Rush! Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! I wonder if I'm as strong as my dad was.
One day I think you'll surpass him.
I wonder when.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almeidria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almeidria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almeidria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? My head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almeidria.
I'll hold on to that.
Get lost!
Armor won't save me! Prepare to be skied!
I'll heal you all!
Grind you into down!
I'll punch that gun out of your hand!
Engaging!
Do it! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Glacial
Here's Eagle!
Demon Fang!
Freeze Blaster!
Broken Knuckle! Grind you into dust!
You shall escape my grip!
Grind you into dust! Crescent Grapple!
Dragon Shell!
Can you take it? Fall back! Swallow Dare!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
An opponent like this should be easy. You got spirit!
Grind you into dust!
They really don't give up, do they?
Now you'll
Grind you into dust! Seismic Rupture! Stand back! I'll trip it up!
Reload!
go to hell!
Seismic Rupture! Tempest engulfs you!
Annihilation! Hear me!
I'll grind you into dust! Ripping tear!
Glacial Spear!
You're mine! Not this! Tempest engulfs you! I'll grind you into dust! Go away! Lunar I'll face you!
I'll heal you all!
Penumbra!
Healing Circle!
I'll grind you into dust!
Annihilation! Lost! Get toasty!
Burn strike! I can feel my power growing! No backing down!
I see one, eh?
Take down their defenses!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
A freezing storm!
Dazzle! Dance on the wind!
Tornado!
I'll grind you into dust!
Lightning!
Solid throw! Leave the ensnaring to me!
Yeah!
And puzzle to me! Seismic Rupture! I'll grind you into dust!
Lost! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
A comfortable win.
You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
dispose of the trash.
I can carve through armor!
Where are you
Stop that!
from? Not gonna escape my judgment.
We're not
Do it!
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Radiant light!
I'll blind you with a dust! That's freaking does it! I'll blind you with a dust! Come back! Big blast! Dragon form! I'll thank you!
Explosive ring! Reload!
Knuckle!
Radiant light! Here!
Now I'm in the groove!
Big blast! Annihilation! Mega!
Don't get carried away! Demon Fang! I'll blind you with a dust! Ready and ready! Dance on the wind! Glimmer Dragon! No further!
Here I go! You're
Dance on the wind! I'll blind you with a dust! Swallow dance! Seismic Rupture! I'll make you! Now I'm real mad! I'll make you! Sword Rain Alpha!
Lunar blast!
Begin!
Hear me!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it! Rip and tear! I'll blind you with a dust!
It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Out of our way!
I can carve through armor! Like shield! I'll blind you with a dust! Rising Wiper! Eagle Assault! All faces here now!
Annihilation!
We're not finished! Flying spree! Why can't they just sit still? Shio, can you take care of that?
No sooner said than done!
Here we go again! Rip and tear!
Healing circle!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that! I'm all for
In an instant! Impact block!
A comfortable win.
No choice! Bring them down! In a bind? Rising light! I can carve through armor! I'm only getting started! I'll blind you with a dust! Dance on the wind! Demon Form! Seismic Rupture! I'll blind you with a dust! Finish it!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Fire in the hole! I'll blind you with a dust! Begin! Shion!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
This looks nice and tough.
Get lost!
Crescent Flash! First strike! Rising Wiper! Dance on the wind! Sword Rain Alpha! Seismic Rupture! Dance on the wind! Alex Storm! Here I go!
Radiant light!
Seismic Rupture! Dance on the wind! Can you take it? Rising Wiper! Shut up! Eat this! I'll face Storm!
Take it! You're
Rising Wiper!
downfall!
I'll blind you with a dust!
Searing flame! Reload!
First strike! I'm on a roll now! It's time! Rip and tear! I'll blind you with a dust! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nicely done.
Dispose of the trash.
No further! I can carve through armor! Dent on the wind!
Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
Seismic Russia! Seismic Russia!
Here's a hero!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Here I come!
Will this help?
Seismic Russia! Astral
That's my cue! Here's a healing arc!
Shut him down! Double Demon Fang! Demon Fang!
Reload! Freezing
I'll
Dare!
run you into dust! Seismic Russia! Lunar Rumble! All finish you here and engulf you!
Healing!
This is looking good. Double Demon Fang!
Recover! This one's mine!
I'll run you into dust! I see you! Demon Fang!
Here, let me help!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here's a healing arc! That's evil! Freeze laser!
Take this!
Will this help?
In a bind? Crushing strike!
Healing fire!
Seismic Russia! I'll blind you with
Damn it!
your
Freezing storm!
Seismic Russia! Burn!
Ice tornado!
Tempest engulfs you! I'll crash you! Here I come! Does it strike?
Come on! I can't kill you forever!
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Time to let it rip! Azure Storm! I'll blind you with your Demon Fang!
I'm out of ammo!
This one's all mine!
Your natural defense check.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help!
Seismic Russia! Ready to
Here,
rock!
let me help! I'm ready!
Azure Storm! Demon Fang! Pierce through! The Tempest engulfs you! Instinct sharpened! Demon Fang! Seismic Russia!
Glacial Steel! Here's evil!
The earth throbs in pain.
Freeze laser!
On your knees!
Here's evil!
Talon Hurricane! Crescent Slash! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Hear me! Flame of
Ignite!
fury! Burning do it!
Dance of Winwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look.
Who's in a bright and shiny... mood.
She sure spared no expense on her castle.
This must be...
The captain's quarters. The presence of the spirit vessel and the sheer extravagance on display can leave no doubt.
There's no one here.
Yeah, but I doubt she's out for a moonlight stroll. You think she jumped ship and ran away again?
I doubt it. The conniving witch is probably up to something.
Agreed. In any case, as long as she hasn't suddenly sprouted wings, she has to be somewhere on the ship. Let's keep looking.
What's wrong, sweetie? Is something scaring you?
Maybe he just doesn't like being in her room.
I think there's more to it than that. What could it be?
The way this key's been placed, it's like she's daring us to come find her.
Yeah, like it's all some damn game to her.
Is this the ship's cargo? What a pain. I can't see anything past all this stuff.
Be on your guard. For all we know, there could be something hiding around here.
I'll hold on to that.
Forgive you!
I see it! I'm on it! That's freaking done! Take from the wind! Raining slash! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Glacier Spear! Where's evil?
Split it open!
Be my guest!
It's on! Seismic rupture! Watch it!
Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Onward and upward.
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Glimmer Dragon!
Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Onward and upward.
That equipment should come in handy.
I never miss!
You're right! Demon Tempest engulfs you! What?
I'll shoot them out of the sky!
Lunar Rongo!
Tornado! Hurricane!
I'm not done! Demon Fang!
Now I'm
Devastation!
Armor won't save you!
Demon Fang!
The
Tempest engulfs you!
Dragon!
Can you take it? Not so fast!
Back into the
Explosive
fray!
ring!
Lost my foot! And again!
Now I'm real mad! Demon Fang!
Hurricane!
Watch it
Tear! To the shadows! Eagle
Dance on
assault!
the wind!
It's weakened!
You pick this and
Here
go!
and now! Not on my watch! Mega Ray!
Hurricane! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Savage
Here, let me help! Pierce evil! Freeze laser!
I'll face you!
I'll heal you all!
Swallow dance!
Healer soul!
Destruct!
This one's mine! That's the spot!
Mirage!
Freezing
In a
storm!
bind? Swallow dance!
Watch Tornado! Eagle assault! Go time!
I'm on it! One's all mine!
Eat this! Here I go!
Now it's my
I'm only
turn!
getting started!
All good things come to an end!
Dragon show! Watch it!
Rising Wiper! Rising
Hurricane!
Not so Burn in hell! Thunder Dragon! The Tempest engulfs you! Here I go!
Here!
Glitter Dragon! Dragon Slash! Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
That took more energy than I expected.
Did that get rid of the barrier?
We'll just have to go back and check.
Only one last place to look. Straight ahead.
Almeidria.
If Almeidria's not in her own room, just where the hell is she?
It's possible she may be on the bridge, but I would guess that she's waiting for us elsewhere on the ship.
Which means she's most likely chosen a place where she'll have the advantage in a fight.
Be careful, guys. I came from an entire family of Dahnan mages, and that woman murdered all of them. All on her own. I hate to say it, but she's an incredibly powerful astral artist.
We already know she specializes in controlling wind astral energy. But on top of that, she might try to sick that monster on us again, too.
Right. To that woman, life itself is just a toy for her to play with. Let's make sure we put an end to it.
There she is! Almeidria!
But all alone? Watch yourselves. She's probably planning something.
I was getting rather tired of waiting around. Oh my, and I see you came along as well, Dahnan Witch.
Almeidria.
What's this? I thought you couldn't stand the sight of me. Go on, little one. Show me the full force of that hatred of yours. Otherwise, run and hide like a rat you are.
That's enough! How can you smile while causing pain to so many others?
That is the way of those who possess great power. The very way we Renans live by. Those with power set the example, and those without it are forced to obey. Though you two seem to have forgotten that's the way these things work.
And you really think that justifies your actions? You turned all those people into a hollowed sea!
What foolishness. It's only natural that the fate of a slave differ from that of its owner. Very well, I admit I did fan the flames just a tad back in Miennes. But it wouldn't have mattered in the slightest if there hadn't been a spark to ignite. Without it, my actions would have been fruitless. Ultimately, it was their very own burning hatred that laid them to waste. To say it was all my fault is simply laying blame at the wrong feet.
No one's perfect. We all have darkness in our hearts. But the atrocities that you've committed, they're unthinkable! Your heart is nothing but darkness!
What a fool! To think time and time again you would challenge Renan authority without so much as an inkling of how things actually work. Such ignorance is why your kind has been enslaved for 300 years.
Almeidria.
Well, if it isn't Lord Dohalim.
These people are my allies and friends. I won't let you insult them so.
My, what a shock. I never would have expected you to claim mere slaves as your companions. If I didn't know any better, I would question your noble lineage. Oh, how far the mighty have fallen. A traitor such as yourself hardly deserves to be called a lord.
You are nothing compared to Dohalim.
Rinwell.
He would never stand by and laugh. His people hollowed!
Ha! What does it matter? You're descended from those who allowed the power and knowledge entrusted to them to wither away. Your pitiful family may have feared it, but I do not. That knowledge and power is all mine to command. And now, you will witness what that power's truly capable of! Nesmold! sad eyes, child. Let me reunite you with your parents.
Shut up! I'm gonna take you down if it's the very last thing I do!
That's right. Loathe me. Every step brings you closer to being me!
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm nothing like you! Radiant Blood!
You picked the wrong fight!
Spirit Flame! Revive!
Know your place.
Glacial Spear!
In a bind?
Give it to me!
Here, let me help!
I'm on! Right!
Radiant Pierce! None shall escape my judgment! Evil Assault! Confiscated!
Lunarongo! Soaring Light Spear!
Healing Circle!
Dynamic Roll!
Annihilation!
Rising Light!
Go away!
Ignite!
The Tempest engulfs you! None shall escape my judgment!
Orochi's Fury!
Where are you going? Just try!
This isn't looking good!
See what happened there is
Stay away from my friend!
My reach is even wider!
No! Can't end here!
Death on the wind! Ready!
I'm grateful. Out of the woods, it seems.
Now I'm in the groove! Right! Prepare to be sealed! I really owe you. Now you see what I can do! Know your place!
Ignite!
Stay away! Ready to go! Back on the way!
Sonic Thrust!
What's she doing now?
She's infusing her beast with more power.
Get ready!
Lost my focus! Now I'm in the groove!
Can't get out of this!
Seismic Russia! This one's all mine!
Eat this! I'll grind you into dust! I'm on it! All good things come
Not today!
brimming with hatred.
Stardust!
Eagle Assault!
The Tempest engulfs you!
Back.
Right!
Seismic Russia! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Just
Death on the wind! Anything in armor is all
Freeze Lancer!
Blast the shock!
First
I
aid!
really owe you! I'll smash you! Go!
Seismic Russia! Dragon
Confiscated!
Explosive
Dragon
Dragon!
Right!
Eagle Assault! Back into the fray! Freezing Storm!
Orochi's Fury! Prepare to be sealed!
No further!
Watch
Demon
this!
burn in hell!
Stay away! Eagle Assault!
Only getting
Let's
started!
have some fun!
Wind! Lunarongo!
This one's mine!
Rising Phoenix!
Eagle Fly!
Here, let me help! First aid! Annihilation! Lightning!
Tornado
Here's a healing art! Here goes! First aid!
Eagle Fly!
Searing flame!
Blast the shock!
Here's a healing art! First aid!
Wind and Tear! You're mine!
Radiant
Blast the
Pierce!
shock!
Now you see what I can. Now I'm in the groove.
Dance on the wind!
Whirlwind snap.
You picked the wrong fight!
Talon Storm! Healing circle!
That's the crush. Grind you into dust.
Not on my watch!
Eagle Assault. Big crush down on the ground. Shield.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Flame of fury!
No further!
Here's evil!
Eternal devastation! They're attacking separately!
I can't land a hit on her!
Keep an eye on her, and take out the monster first.
I get carried away! She's no stranger to astral arts.
I can take care of that.
Yeah, take it away!
You into dust! Behold! The Earth pulse! Tectonic vision!
You whip! Ready! Not on my watch! Here, let me help!
Dance on the wind!
Ready to power!
That looks bad.
Wits about you, people!
I can carve through armor!
Back into the fray!
Dance on the wind!
Annihilation!
Evil bomb!
The winds of judgment blow your way! Fall before impending calamity!
I'm grateful.
Chaotic disaster!
So that's the trick up her sleeve.
Your astral arms aren't so special. And now, they're mine! This one's mine!
Everlasting darkness! Negative gate! Nothing will hold me back.
Ready to go! Here, let me help.
I'm in your debt.
Where are you going?
Can't get out of this! Dance on the wind!
Torn up!
This should do it!
Talon Hurricane! Rip it
Further.
I'm in your debt.
Here, let me help. First aid! Not on my watch!
Crescent flash! Swallow blade! Instinct sharpen!
Eagle Ride! Shattering the...
This is some punishment. You make no... I couldn't make it in time.
I'll bring you back from death.
Don't get carried away!
I can't heal you forever.
The Tempest engulfs you!
I'm ready!
Dance on the wind!
Here!
I see you! The Tempest engulfs you! Here we go again! Lunarongo! This one's all mine! Burn in hell! The Tempest engulfs you!
Eagle Assault!
Dance on the wind! Prepare to
never
be sealed! Crushed! In a bind? The Tempest engulfs you!
You will
suffer! I'm on it!
Not to escape my judgment.
Behold my true power!
Confiscate! One more!
Her master core!
Not while I'm around, she isn't!
Eagle Ride!
Burn in hell!
Talon Hurricane!
Ice Tornado!
Goodwill!
I'll never forgive you!
What?
I'll take you down! You don't scare me!
Go for it, Rinwell!
Hit her now!
Double Demon Fang!
Here's evil!
Penumbra! Lunarongo! Soaring Light Spear!
Armor warrior!
Save you! Mirage! Crescent Flash!
I'll end you!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis! murdered my mother and father. But I'm not like you.
Rinwell.
Even now, I hate you. But here I am, unable to let go. Honestly, even if I took my hatred out on you here and now, it wouldn't make me feel any better in the long run. I realize that now. So, I won't kill you. I'll take you in, and make damn sure justice is served the right way.
You would dare mock me with your foolish, useless pity? A Dahnan, nothing more than a mere slave. I won't allow you to...
It's not about what you think. Or being Dahnan or Renan. Because you'll atone for the crimes you committed. And that's all.
It's that swordsman again.
Oh, Lord Volron, what brings you here? No, forgive me. I've forgotten myself. Please allow me to make it up to you, my lord.
Silence now, wretched snake. Does it hurt? It should. That pain is proof you're still alive. Enjoy it.
Volron. Years ago, the Lord of Ganath Haros met a sudden death. His successor was a man by that very name, Volron.
And like a restless lover, I've come back for more.
Stop right there!
Think you can cut me down? What?
Wait, what just happened to him? Alvin! Say something! Let go of me! Let me go!
Shionne!
Alvin!
Shionne!
Alvin!
Come and find me. If you truly are the Sovereign. After all this time, I'll be free from this hell. I can finally go home. I doubt I'll ever see this place again. Might as well walk the block once more for old time's sake. As usual, nobody wants to explain anything to me. They just threaten and harass me instead. What does everyone think I am? Some sort of talking pet? They're the ones that dragged me all the way up here in the first place. Bastards. I shouldn't have bothered coming out. Might as well head back to my room. I just wanted to go back. To Dena. To my home.
Alphen.
Leori.
Live for me.
No. Leori. No! Wait, please. Wait, What was that? How long ago was that? That's right. Shion. Oh, right. That's what pain felt like. So much for it all being a bad dream. Where am I? Where is everyone? I need to find them. Better start looking. Niori. Shion. Damn it.
Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust! Mirage! Orochi's Fury! Piston! Eat dirt! Rising Wyvern! You're mine! It's over! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Orochi's Fury! Orochi's Fury! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Mirage! Double Demon Fang! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Take this! Orochi's Fury! Rising Wyvern! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Here I come! You're finished! This should do it! Rising Wyvern! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! This one's all mine! Eat dirt! You're mine! It's over! Here I come! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Orochi's Fury! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Wyvern! Rising Wyvern! Rising Wyvern! Try harder! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Orochi's Fury! This should do it! Rising Wyvern! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Wyvern! Tear! Rising Wyvern! Tear! Orochi's Fury! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Rising Wyvern! Orochi's Fury! Rising Wyvern! Piston! You picked the wrong fight! Mirage! Orochi's Fury! Rising Wyvern! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Wyvern! Try harder! Orochi's Fury!
Alvin?
Rinwell!
What happened just now? Normally you'd be able to take that thing with your eyes closed.
Thank goodness you're alive. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm just glad we found you in one piece. You were the only one still missing. There's a village back the way we came from, Thistleim. Kisara and La are already there.
Rinwell, where are we?
Ganeth Heros, Volron's realm. Remember?
Ushered by the waves straight to the enemy stronghold. A rare stroke of luck, it would seem.
Luck?
If Volron's here, that means Shion's close too, right?
Shion? Oh. Right. Of course.
Are you sure you're feeling okay?
You seem a little off.
He's probably just exhausted. Let's save the catching up for when we're back at the village.
You sense one of your pals, Hootle?
Speaking of Thistleim, it's populated by Dahnans, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh? The whole town was built by Dahnan defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zeugles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Yeah.
And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
For now, I believe we should hold off on speculations. Simply keep an eye on him.
Right. You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
Discourteous, huh?
Can't get out of this! It's over!
Wind Astral Energy!
Severing wind! Tear! Hurricane thrust!
Is it hot? Just back it out again!
Elusive deity! Strike!
Lightning!
You're on!
breathe now.
Azure Storm!
Saving this one.
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Orochi's Fury!
Shut him down!
Azure Storm! Orochi's Fury!
Can you take it?
This one's all mine! Mirage!
Catapult!
I'm ready! Go!
In an instant!
Impact Block!
Catapult!
Firmament render.
You're mine!
Penumbra! Rotating power lever!
Win!
You're mine!
Now.
Go!
In an instant!
Impact Block!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Do you sense one of your friends who...
Alphen! Boy, am I glad to see you safe.
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
When the ship sank, I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah. And now we can finally go rescue Shion.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I remember being up on Lenegis.
Go on.
I was abducted from Dano. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Dahnan?
No. They kept me locked in a strange facility. They experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almadria's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign. It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the Blazing Sword, and the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
They said it was for something called the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegis is true, then maybe you really did meet Shion. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
But Shion said she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Shion I knew from Lenegis. It was Naori. She was a Renin maiden they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Wait, so this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Shion? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Shion Imeris?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
The mask? But why?
To keep my soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords can claim, I'm sure.
You really expect us to believe this? First the Sovereign, then Lenegis? You couldn't possibly have done all that.
I wonder. In ancient scripture, there is tell of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegis, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years, and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renin invasion of Dana. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human being. Deep down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home, committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then, when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me. So much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop! Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock.
Kisara.
Listen, what you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shion? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shion too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shion's rescue? What do the others think?